All right, let's get to all the opt-ins for this year, and there is quite a few already that has opted in. So Lucas Giolito has opted in, obviously coming off Tommy John. So we will see him in the Red Sox this year. Would be kind of silly for him to opt out with, coming off the Tommy John injury.
Yeah, it makes
So
no sense.
yeah. Reese Hoskins for the Brewers has opted in. So he is a Brewer next year.
He seemed to fit in over there pretty well.
He did. And again, I don't know what his market would be in this free agent class.
Yeah,
You know,
he would be a second tier guy, and
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
So yeah. Another one, Emilio Pagan for the Reds. He did not. He opted in. Robbie Ray for the Giants. Same situation there, coming off injury. Yep. He is opted in.
Yeah, where's he going to make more money than he's got still on that contract?
Right. And then Cody Bellinger opts in to the Cubs.
Yeah, again, makes sense. I mean, he did not have a great season last year, and where is he going to make more money? But it's like we said in the offseason, like the Cody Bellinger you saw in 2023, his advanced stats were like weird. That was not a season he was going to repeat.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to happen.
No. Same thing with Jordan Montgomery. Now,
this one's funny.
Yeah, the owner was like, this is the biggest mistake we made in the offseason. And Montgomery's like, well, I'm opting into my contract. So Montgomery had a weird season coming into spring training late with a whole Scott Boras debacle in the offseason. He fires Boras. Does not have a great year for the Diamondbacks. Does not look like the Jordan Montgomery that we're used to seeing. Me following the Diamondbacks very closely during the last two seasons, I was excited to get Montgomery there, but he did not live up to expectations whatsoever there.
No, he was supposed to be a difference maker for them, and he was so bad they took him out of the rotation. Like, was it a 6+ ERA? I mean, he was horrible.
Yeah.
And a Boras guy who signed really late, who clearly wasn't ready and really never got into any sort of groove, who also fired Boras and we thought he's going to go back on the market and start over. It looks like he's just going to roll the dice, stay in Arizona, get the guaranteed payday, and figure it out later. But he had a bad offseason. He had a bad season. I hope for him that, having a team and being there from the beginning of spring training, you get different results next year. Yeah. But to have the owner literally tell a reporter, and I just put a link in the chat to one of the many articles written about this, to have the owner call to say signing you was our biggest mistake of the offseason, and then you opt to come back in and play for that same organization again is A, funny, and B, he must have swallowed a lot of his pride to say, I'll come back after being called a mistake.
I think it's also kind of his mentality, like, I'll prove you wrong. Like, give me a proper spring training, get me ready for the season, and I'll shove it down your throat and show you what I got. Like,
and then I'll leave and go get paid somewhere else, and you'll be just a memory.
Yeah. Hunter Renfroe will actually be on the same team for 2 years in a row. Isn't that crazy?
Well, there's still time. They can trade him.
I mean, facts. But Hunter Renfroe, the option was exercised to stay as a Royal.
Which I think it's a good spot for him. He fits in well with that team. He had some good depth and a good bat.
Yeah.
It's a good move for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to your point, it'd be nice to see that guy for once actually spend more than 6 months in one city.